Oh, it's been a while, people. It has been a while. Calling this one Gaslight all day, all night. Because I don't know what to say. I can't say that I watched all of Trump's speech, but I know after I watched Trump's speech, I couldn't take it anymore. After Trump's speech, the press tried to normalize Trump. He made a good speech. All of a sudden, it was like, all we need is a wall. It was all of a sudden, now Trump was all of a sudden presidential. Thank God for that. Thank God Trump just turned presidential. And it's wall to wall. He did a great job. Trump's speech. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Am I being gaslit? I don't know if I can do this job. I think it requires Lewis Black or Sam Kinnison's going to have to come back from the dead because this is totally fucked up. He gives one speech, and now all of a sudden he's back to normal. This 70-year-old fucking crazy guy that runs the country is now normal because he gave a speech that wasn't fucking bonkers. And they actually had a no Trump tweet clock that he hadn't tweeted in a certain amount of time. So everybody was like, "Oh, everything's going to be okay." Looks like he stopped tweeting and he gave a good speech, so everything should be okay. Don't worry. Everything's under control. What the fuck is going on, people? And I think it was the same weekend that Oprah Winfrey said that she might run for office, and all of a sudden that was the biggest story. And I'm trying to tell you people all the time, there is no real media. They can gaslight us on anything. They can bring our attention to anything. They can distract us in any which way they want. I don't even know who to trust anymore. I just feel like it's constant gaslighting, right? From the CIA to the president to the media, we're just constantly being gaslit. But all of a sudden, Oprah was like thinking about running for president. All of a sudden, it was a story. It was like, I'm going to run for office because you don't have ratings, and you don't have ratings, and you don't have ratings, but I fucking get ratings. So it's a good chance that turns me into the president kind of quality person. If I can get ratings, then we know that can turn out to be a viable candidate in the United States. Everyone is gaslighting me. I don't know who to trust. I don't know which source to go to. So then Trump comes out with this tweet that says he's being wiretapped by the president. So that was, after his great speech and everybody's saying he's got his shit together, which we know he doesn't have his shit together. Why is the press saying that? Why is the press saying the guy who gets his news from Fox and Mark Levin and from Breitbart is sitting in there that all of a sudden he's got his shit together? How does that even happen? How does a 70-year-old fucking crazy guy all of a sudden get his shit together over the weekend? How does that happen? So then he comes out with a tweet that says that he has been wiretapped by the president. Now, we all should laugh at that, right? Because we're all being fucking wiretapped. Snowden told us that. If he's outraged, he should be outraged with the whole NSA program. And I don't want to jump ahead because the big story tonight is Vault 7, which will probably hit tomorrow. Vault 7 is WikiLeaks' new data dump on a CIA operation to sway the 2012 presidential election in France. That's trending at number 10 right now on Twitter. Unfortunately, The Bachelor is trending at number 1, but we're almost there, people. Don't give up hope. I'm not fucking completely hopeless tonight. The Bachelor is trending number 1 on Twitter, but Vault 7 is number 10. So we have hope. There is hope for us. I wonder, like, where is the president getting his news from? Is he watching Black Mirror? Is that where? What show? I have to try to figure out where the president gets his news from based on how he reports. Like, every time he has something to say, you have to go, okay, let's trace this back. Where is President Trump getting his information from? And so now this one we know it's yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So the last one was Mark Levin. That's where he got this story from. Supposedly he got it from Mark Levin, was where he got this story about being wiretapped. But you'd have to trace back where this craziness. There also was an article on Breitbart, so you have to trace it all back. So it's almost like our president is being. It's like you're talking to your crazy mom or dad at your house, and you're trying to figure out what crazy information are they getting. What are they watching? Where did you get this information, mom or dad? I'm confused. I haven't heard this myself. I need to. Could we check your sources? Our own president is being brainwashed by Mark Levin. And the thing is, just so you know, Mark Levin is this crazy right-wing conspiracy talk show host that if you investigated half the crazy shit he said, you would be blown away. You would be absolutely blown away. This is like mild stuff that he puts out there. But now he's a topic. So everybody is gaslighting me. Everybody can say whatever they want. Now tonight, Ben Carson said that slaves are immigrants. Slaves, African Americans, were immigrants. And I wrote on my wall, I just can't even believe that this guy just, in one statement has sliced years of oppression, and now has, he's just changed history with one statement. This is the Ben Carson Charter School. Come to the Ben Carson Charter School, where American slaves are immigrants, illegal aliens. Sometimes they're happy customers. And that's the problem with charter schools, people. If you go to a charter school, they can teach you anything they want. They can give you a whole Ben Carson history lesson. There is no accountability. Betsy DeVos says that HBCUs are a good example of school choice. Can you fucking believe that someone just said that HBCUs are school choices? Now, I don't think any of these comments are, strong enough for a white guy to comment on. But HBCUs are a good choice a good example of school choice. You want to talk about out of touch and gaslighting and what the fuck? And this stuff doesn't, like, to me and you, this is crazy. But to the other side, these are talking points. This shit will be repeated. This shit does go in. This is his base. I sometimes think that the wiretapping thing and the Mark Levin comment is when he is afraid that his approval ratings are going down. So he needs to rile up his base. He needs to get them up again, Because in that same crazy tweet storm he did, he mentioned Arnold Schwarzenegger. We have a president who, in the middle of claiming, and if it is wiretapping, first of all, it is the worst wiretapping in world history, because he still fucking became president. So Obama's really got to work on his wiretapping skills. I'm just amazed at the level of gaslighting that's going on, and I feel like there's nowhere for us to go to stop the gaslighting. I absolutely believe I have to stop reading and watching stuff, because, and then so Vault 7 tomorrow is this dump on data files of the CIA being involved with some way in the election of 2012 French election. So now the CIA is going to have to create some sort of diversion, right? They're going to have tomorrow, something big is going to have to happen to overtake this story that's about to break tomorrow. The CIA is going to have to, I would assume, will have to make something happen so that this Vault 7 information is not important to anybody. So tomorrow, I don't know what's going to happen with this Vault 7. And I was going to talk about the scariness of what I think is the fragmentation of news, and how we're all just getting all our news from different sources, and it is fragment. They call it a filter bubble. That people are falling into filter bubbles, and that's where people who voted for Trump, they live in a filter bubble. They get their news from Mark Levin and from Fox News, and that's it, and they get it from Trump. They don't get it from anywhere else, and we have to sort of break into that bubble. How we ever do it, I don't know. I think one of the ways we do it is to create these videos. This kid named Anomaly creates these videos, and he's borderline independent, sort of slightly alt-right, sort of weird. I always feel like he's gaslighting. This guy gets millions of views on these videos he does. So he's penetrating the market of news by creating videos. I mean, it does work. So we have other ways to do it. I got to tell you one other story, or two other stories that happened tonight. So if you didn't see tonight, Sherry Hunkela was on with Steve Grumbine. She's running for office in a very poor district in Philadelphia. And I'm jumping, but hopefully this will make sense to you guys as I tell you from fragmentation. She's running in a district in Philadelphia where she says some people live on $2 a day. And why I'm bringing this up to you guys is because I'm going to bring us always back to it is really all about fucking the poor. And this is a narrative that everybody avoids. No one wants to talk about the poor. And this woman, Sherry Hunkela, is running for, she was a former homeless woman parent, now running for office, who seems to get that this is all about fucking the poor. So let me just tell you a quick story that happened to me so you guys can sort of understand what's happening here in New Jersey and the problem of fragmentation. Yesterday, I met a homeless guy on the train. And or I met him on my stop, and we talked, and he told me he was homeless. He was hard to understand. He was a 62-year-old black male, and I asked him if he wanted help. It was freezing out. I said, "Can I help you? Do you need money? Do you need food? Can I make a phone call for you?" Now, I wanted to let you guys know that, first of all, I made 6 to 10 phone calls to people who are supposed to care for homeless people and the poor. Nobody fucking cared. So their job is to care for the homeless. I called 6 to 10 people. I'd have to go through my phone registry to see how many I actually called. I'm giving you a rough number. Nobody fucking cared about this guy. Nobody cared about the... Now, I want to tell you the most disturbing comment that I got. I called New Jersey 211. I said, I told the woman about the homeless guy. She said, "How long has he been homeless?" I said, 6 years. She said, "Well, there you go." Well, there you go. He's been homeless 6 years. Well, there you go. So, well, there you go means, to me, there's an expiration on how many years we can care for a homeless person. I mean, if they're homeless for 6 years, well, there you go. It's a problem. It's not going to go away. Unbelievable that someone would say, well, there you go, about a guy who's living out on the street on a freezing cold night. Now, in New Jersey, there's supposed to be cold blue laws where you have to bring people in. And they didn't want to bring him in past a certain time. So it's 10 o'clock. You can't bring him in past 10 o'clock. Now, what I got from what the problem is in the system is fragmentation. So all these different organizations are so fragmented, they can't help each other. And there's no sort of set rules to help. I assume that I should have called 911 and got him help. But I just wanted to let you know that, I think a simple solution for that would be to legalize marijuana and use some of that money to maybe have a better system in place. Certainly the system is failing these people. Like I said, the social services in New Jersey are atrocious. I don't think people care about the fucking poor. I think it's across the board. And I think it always has to come back to us as a group. Because one of the comments that I said on my wall was like, I'm not afraid to call Trump Hitler-like, but I don't blame Trump. I blame us, the people, and I blame the press. And then someone pushed back and said, well, we're doing things. We're out there, we're doing things. You're doing things, but the numbers aren't there. There's not enough people. It's great that you're doing things, but we have to figure out a way, either make viral videos or get more people involved. But we do not have the numbers to fight this guy who's Hitler-like. And they are just crushing the poor, state by state. So I want to tell you another part of the story. This is the second time that I try to help a homeless person. And this is the second time that another former homeless person helped me and said, basically, you know what, the system is impossible to work. I've run the system. He's not going to be able to get any help. There's nothing you can really do. She told me that when she was homeless, she got a part-time waitressing job, and they told her, if you make more than $150 a week, they can't give you any food stamps. Now, again, I don't know if any of this is accurate information. This is what a former homeless woman told me. But again, this is atrocious. How we treat the poor in America is beyond anything I can comprehend. So at the end of the story does not end well. I did a lot of, try to do a lot of legwork. And basically what I had to tell him when I was leaving, when he was going to Newark Penn Station, I said, go to the police and tell them you need help, because she said he genuinely wanted help. I said, go to the police and ask for help and see if they'll help you. But he's not going to the police. He probably would go and ride the trains or hang out in New York Penn Station. But I just wanted to tell you guys that the problem is across the board. Really the major problem is, and I'm going to hammer this forever, is fuck the poor. This new American, so they have the Republicans just came out with an American Health Care Act. That's the replacement for Obamacare. And they might as well just fucking call it the American Freedom Health Act. They might as well just fucking put in there the word freedom to make everybody feel better. So we have freedom of choice and freedom to die. Basically, they're going to give you $2,000 to $4,000 health credit account. How the fuck are you going to pay for your health needs for $2,000 to $4,000? How is that treating diabetes or cancer or any kind of operation when you can only sock away $2,000 to $4,000 into a savings account? Are you fucking kidding me? Now, in this legislation, on January 1st, 2020, they are going to remove the Medicaid expansion. That's also inside the American Health Care Act. So on January 1st, 2020, the Medicaid expansion all across America will disappear. So when you're celebrating New Year's Eve, you can go 3, 2, 1, happy, lots of dead people, yay! Yay, we're killing a lot of people, hooray! I don't know what to do. I'm honestly trying to think of things that we can do to fight back. Like, do we need to have a fucking electronic billboard and we just have fucking Trump's crazy tweets just scrolling so people can understand that this craziness has been going on for years? The crazy tweets are not new. He's been a crazy tweeter for years. This is not just happening now and he's trying to get social media attention or he's trying to help his cause. He's been crazy like a fucking nut for years. Every tweet should be dated and put up on there and say, yes, this is a real tweet. This guy is fucking crazy. And he does one speech and the press tries to normalize. And I'm like, what is going on? Everybody is confusing me on their angle, on their take on things. My problem is I have no idea who to trust. I have nowhere to go and who to trust. All right. You guys can ask me questions. If there's any topics that I've missed, that are going on out there. I'm going to look back at your guys' comments right now and see what you guys are talking about. What time is it? All right, we got 12 minutes. And again, I apologize for landscape. David Duke says, hey, hi. This is how I feel. They're trying to distract, and divide. Yeah, it's just constant distraction. It's just constant distraction, and I feel like there's nowhere to go. And I feel like no one's fighting back. Like, right, there's no celebrity who will fight back. No one will tweet back. No one fights back. The left, our left, feels like we're doing a good enough job. I got into an argument with somebody online today. So they were saying, oh, we're doing a good enough job. I don't know why you're talking like he's Hitler and he's taking over. Like, who's doing a good enough job? What numbers? Show me the numbers where this great movement is taking place. And then that's what I'm saying. Are you gaslighting me? Because it's not true. There is no great movement against Trump, or there is no great progressive movement right now. It doesn't exist. I'm sorry, I just jumped ahead again. Just pay attention to people. They always reveal their true thoughts. That's the other thing. It's unbelievable how you watch people and you have to read how they speak. You have to read their body language. You have to completely sort of be absorbed with everything. You have to okay, are they lying there? Are they trying to gaslight? What's the intention here? You actually have to study and scrutinize everything. Danny Mayer says, do you love America? That's a great question. Do I love America? Yes, I've traveled quite a bit. Danny, I'm sure that's a troll question, so let's answer it. I traveled quite a bit. I always miss America, and it's sheerly for the entertainment that we have here, and for sports gambling. So yes, I do love America. There's many things that I love about America. I'm sure there's another question after that. But yes, I do love America. But I love the rest of the world too. John Shockley, where I live, you can't get anyone to even answer an ad for $20 an hour. I don't care if they have a third grade education. That's John Shockley. Danny Meyer, look up monetary sovereignty, check out my links. Someone's pushing our image. Hold on. Colin says, it's all farce. The claims that we are doing a good job is rhetoric being propagated by the Democratic Party. Yeah, and I totally agree with Colin. It's just we are so divided, and everyone is gaslighting. From every show seems to gaslight. I don't know where I go. I never feel safe in any show that I go to. And I told you, after I saw the Trump speech and they were normalizing it, I was like, what the fuck is going on? They're normalizing Trump. All of a sudden he's normal. All of a sudden he's presidential, when we know for a fact in any minute there's going to be this crazy fucking tweet storm. Like there is no legitimate news. I don't know where to go as my source. I watch viral videos. I just watch constant propaganda. I know that the deep state is heavily involved in this country, and they're definitely we're gonna find out tomorrow about the deep state further in a French election in 2012. That's gonna blow our minds, and it's gonna be a whole other place that we're gonna have to follow to. So and that it's even trending on Twitter at number 10 blows my mind. I didn't see it anywhere else. So I'm constantly looking for information. Jan says, we'll be at war before long with Korea and Russia, but no one cares. Yeah, I'm afraid about that too, Jan. I mean, as soon as, I love fucking trolls, Lori. I'll take care of it. Let me just check them out. Yeah, I agree with you, Jan. The moment North Korea hits another country, be it China or Japan, whoever they're going to hit first, they're going to be fucking. We're going to have a world war. There's no doubt. I think it'll be a very short world war, but I'm sure there will be effects. Let's fight for it. So we got to troll Danny Mayer. I'll vet Danny Mayer after I get off. Let's fight for it. True flag action. I don't know what that means. Definitely a troll. I got to get to Danny. I don't know where he is. The duopoly has to go. I agree, but I don't have any belief. Look, Sherry Hunkala came on tonight, share her videos. I don't know how we help. So this argument that I got into this woman about third party, I was like, can you get me information where I can phone bank for you? And she's like, oh, we're having an event for Fight for 15. I was like, that's not the question I asked you. I want to do some phone banking. I want to get more people involved. How can I do that? There's a troll among us. I got to find him. I can't believe he's tweeting the way he does. It really is. The tweeting is. How is it you expect the federal government to take care of your health care? Okay, so Danny, I'm not an expert on this, but that's a very, very fair question. Here's a couple things I would say to you. Obviously, the profit motive of drug companies need to be controlled. That's number one. That universal health care is a right is absolutely demonstrated in so many countries, industrialized countries, that it works, and that you would think that people in America don't deserve health care as a right is disgusting, Danny. It's something that goes beyond having a soul or caring about other people. That guy last night that I took care of, 62, I don't know if he would qualify for Medicaid or Medicare. He needed to be in a nursing home, Danny. He didn't have anybody. It was time for him to go somewhere where people could take care of him, and he was going to live out his course of his life. But health care as a right should be the number one priority in this country. Not a military budget. People have mental disorders. People are sick. People are suffering. And if you don't think it's a right, Danny, that speaks of a problem within inside of you. There's something wrong with you, Danny. And I don't know if healthcare or mental or therapy can help you to build a soul or to build empathy for other people. But Danny, it's as simple as empathy. It's a simple concept to care about other people, particularly the poor. Now, you're worrying about paying for things, but you're not worrying about attacking other countries. You're not worried about imprisoning people for profit. You're not worried about corporations not paying their taxes. What you're worried about, Danny, what you're worried about is how the federal government is going to take care of your health care. That's your concern. Now, I don't know what makes you feel that way. I'm going to have to vet you after I do this taping. But it speaks of a lack of empathy. It speaks of a lack of soul. It speaks of a lack of understanding of just what it is to be a human. It's just a basic human right. I feel sorry for you. I'll check out your page or your Facebook page, but I feel sorry for you. Getting Greens candidates are progressive elected is the only answer. I know, Dolores, but again, Dolores, there's such delusion in third party that it worries me because they don't seem to get that the numbers are not there. And we're going to find out. Sherry Hunkela tonight was on with Steve, was talking about how we still have vote buying. In her district, they still have vote buying where people can give you a beer or money or whatever and get you to the polls. It's 2017, we still have vote buying. Please look at Sherry Hunkela's interview with Steve. Please share it and know that we are way, way, way behind as far as people getting out there. Kristen says, here comes medical savings account. Will they pay us interest? I don't think that interest is going to help you. That better be a lot of interest there, Kristen. Many times people with housing help won't qualify for food stamps, or at least not many if they work. It's insane. Yeah, Karen. There is a huge housing bubble here in New York City. I think there's like 60,000 people who are homeless. They're way behind the ball. It's completely not funded. We're at a moment of crisis in New York City. This is sourced from the New York Times. It was in there in their Sunday paper and their Saturday paper. Way behind, stagnation of wages, not enough public assistance, not enough housing. There's like 4 factors that in New York City, the housing problem is about to explode. And, it's going to take years to build housing. So we're always so way behind the curve. Yeah, vouchers for healthcare. Like, I just, again, when I heard that, I was like, didn't we hear vouchers for healthcare? Isn't the health savings account something we've heard? This is not new. This is not a plan. This is not repeal and replace. This is nothing new. This is what they've been selling us for years. Laura says we need to get rid of corporate Dems. Cutoff line is ridiculous. Everyone cares until they have to do something. That is true, Ray. Anomaly is a guy who used to do videos, and you should check them out because they are well done. It shows you how you can do propaganda and you can get millions of hits. And I really believe that this network has to really work on our videos, shorten videos, well-sourced, and make them go viral. I give the guy credit. I don't want to say that I'm hating on him. I'm just saying his information is sometimes really dangerous, and it's really well done, and it goes viral, and he's basically doing it on his own. So it can be done. And so Karen was saying Anomaly also uses Trap Bernie Sanders on Twitter. Now let's trap Donald Trump. I'm not sure I'm getting that. Wait, John is still talking. We've got a troll amongst us. Colin says the solution to homelessness is get them out of sight, out of mind. It's despicable. That used to be the big way to do it here in New York City, and you'd wonder where they fucking were. And anyway, check out Anomaly. You got to give him props, like you said, Karen. He is good, but it's dangerous propaganda out there. I got to get off here. I will check out Dan Meyer. Yeah, Cindy, $2 a day. Can you imagine, Cindy K? In a district of Philadelphia, you have to live on $2. Think about trying to live on, what do you eat for $2 a day? What do you live on? Water and rice? It's not possible to live on $2 a day in this economy. It's not, unless you got a dollar store near you. Even that wouldn't do, right? There's no way. You still got to eat 3 times. Well, that dollar store you need a penny store. There's no fucking way you can live on $2 a day. That's obscene. Danny Meyer says, you're fired. We're going to see, Danny. I love trolls, Danny, and tomorrow I'm going to do my broadcast on you after we check you out. All right, guys, I got to go. I just feel like we're being gaslit. Make sure you share everything on this page. Make sure you tell your friends about it. Make sure you follow me on Facebook, Matt Stueck, so you know when I'm going live. Usually I'm posting as much up-to-date information as I think you guys need to know about. So just go over there and follow me on Facebook, Matt Stueck, Stueck, and we'll talk about Danny the Troll tomorrow. It'll be great. Love you guys. Bye-bye.